Hey, good afternoon, Jenny.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning here.
And morning to you, right?
Exactly. It's 10
Yeah.
o'clock here. Almost 10 o'clock.
How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
So you're on your deck or where are you at?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the back porch.
Ah, we don't have those this time of year.
Yeah. And I work for K-12, so we're not even back in the office yet.
Oh, wow. That's a extra long winter off or
Yeah, we 2 weeks every year.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we only get 1 week, but nope, all my kids are out of school now, so
Yeah, mine
this
too. In fact, I got
the
two
distant
grandkids
past.
visiting.
Oh, that's nice. How old are they?
Two girls, a 6 and a 4 are here this week.
Oh, that's fun. Those
Yeah,
are fun ages.
they're both going back to mom and dad today.
Ah, that's nice. You guys must live close enough to them.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. At 4 in Jacksonville and 2 in Riverview, Florida. So Riverview's really close to where we are. We're only about
Hmm
20 minutes away from those two, and the other 4 in Jacksonville is about 3 hours.
Oh, that's a distance.
That's why we have them here for the week, so that
Right.
2 of the 4 from Jacksonville, so they come down and visit with us for a little while.
hmm That's cool. Yeah, no, Maya noted sent me this notice and she's like, I've got a contractor looking at my roof today. Can you like pop in there for me? I'm like,
Right.
Sure, I'll fill in. I might as well jump in, get this all officialized.
Well, these huddles have been big attendance and small attendance. You just never know, what
Yeah.
kind of attendance we'll get, but we just yeah, she
Yeah.
called, we take turns kind of joining her and chair on the call. And today you probably saw the message on GroupMe that Jen is got the flu,
Oh no.
and yeah, and Penny is down as well. So
Wow. Yeah, a lot of
yes,
people have been under the weather. No, I actually let me take a look at the group me. Thanks for reminding me.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
s- I've added like two more groups in the chat now, so I'm like, as it was blowing up, so I had to mute it for a little bit, and I had to mute it when I was in the Philippines.
right, right. I see
Okay.
some other people signing on. Kelly,
Yeah, and I
Vic-
put my
Vickers.
chapter name next to my profile. Pe-
Yeah, I see Kelly did that too.
Cool. Yes.
And we got Caitlin's just joined us. Still got
Oh,
about 5 minutes.
Caitlin. I just met her via email this week. Hi, Caitlin. It's Ginny. I like your profile picture. It's cute.
Thank you. I gotta turn on my camera, but I don't know if I have my background set up. We'll see.
Oh, right. Oh, there you are. There you are. Oh, yeah. I need to start saving some of these new NIGP backgrounds.
Yeah, we use them for the membership orientation.
Oh, yeah,
A
yeah.
bunch of them saved up.
Yeah. Well, I need to use one too for my local chapter since we got a new logo. We need to start using it.
Yeah, I have mine set up for my computer at work, but as you can probably tell, I'm on my personal computer from
Oh,
home
did we just lose your audio?
and
Y-
who
I could
me?
hear you and then I lost you.
Oh, no.
Did
Can you hear?
you lose him too, Caitlin? Like,
I
did you
I can.
or oh, okay, maybe it's me. No, I can't hear Caitlin. Okay, could be my headset. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, my light is on. I'm like, why can't I hear anybody? Oh, that's not good. Okay, let me just unplug. Back to the just the
There we go. Oh, weird. Okay, can you hear me? Yes.
We still got a few minutes, so we'll give people some time here.
So cool to see some folks. Been so long.
What was that?
I said it's so great to see some folks. Is my audio not working very
No,
well?
yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a little closer to my laptop. I prefer not to yell at people. Let me go find another headset, a wireless one. I have one that works much better.
Still got some people signing in. Got a couple of minutes left here before we get started. All right, we're right about 1 o'clock now in Eastern time. What time is it out there, Jenny?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. That's not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
All right, so let's do this. We'll go ahead and get started. Jen set it up to record because she likes to, if she can't be at the meeting especially, she likes to go back and listen, and Penny will probably want to do that as well. So let's do this. Let me let you know, first of all, that Jen apologized. She couldn't be with us today because she has the dreaded flu and not feeling well at all. She was gonna try to pop in here if she could. We may see her do that. I don't know what her voice sounds like, if she has that or not, or but we did some texting back and forth, and she asked me to come in off the bench like Jenny had to do a few times when she was chair and vice chair, so she probably remembers that well. So it looks like some other people are still signing in. Penny was also sends her regrets that she could not be on as well because she was going to join the group today as well and is also sick. I think she said she had the flu as well. So what we'll do here in a minute is I see some people signing in and getting set up. We'll go around, and what we want to do is just start by, just so we know everybody that's here. We'll go around. I'll call on you to avoid the chaos of who's next and chiming in. So I'm Joe Benjamin, and like Jenny, I'm a former chair of chapter ambassadors, but I'm not the chair any longer, but I'm still a chapter ambassador all the way till the end of December of this year. And I'm in Tampa, Florida. I'm a member of the Tampa Bay Area chapter, and I'm an Area 5 chapter ambassador, which encompasses the state of Florida with 9 chapters. So with that, I work for the here. I've been off for 2 weeks. I forgot where I work for. Pinellas County Schools. That's probably not a good thing. Pinellas County Schools, I'm the director of purchasing there, and I've been there for a couple of years now. And we are off for 2 weeks every year at this time of year. We don't go back until Monday. So before we get into chapter kinds of things, I see the next person on my list is Bob, and I know he's from Florida. Bob, why don't you introduce yourself?
Good afternoon. Bob Vicenta. I'm the president of the Central Gulf Coast chapter. We're in the Panhandle of Florida.
All right, thank you, Bob. And the next one I see on here is Casey Adams.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Casey Adams, City of Tucson. I'm also with the Copper chapter, currently the Vice President of Education.
All right, very good. Thank you, Casey. And next one on here I see is Cynthia.
I'm Cindy Matz. I'm with the Wisconsin chapter. I am currently fulfilling multiple chair roles. So here to try and learn some, just kind of hear what people have for questions and see if there's something I can bring back as shared learning to our chapter.
Very nice, very nice. I'm doing the same as a member of my chapter, and they know I'm a chapter ambassador. A couple of years ago, they lost the social media chair. So, hey, Joe, would you like to be the social media chair? Well, I guess I will. That not be a good thing if I said I didn't want to do it, but I've been enjoying it. Been doing it for a couple of years now. So, for the Tampa Bay area chapter, so I like that. So I know exactly where you're coming from, Cindy. And the next one I see on here is Jenny.
Good morning, everybody. Jenny Justiniano, Washington State Chapter of NIGP. I am the incoming president. The current president, Maya Lampinen's been called away, and so I'm stepping in for her this morning. I'm excited to take on this role in 2024. As Joe mentioned earlier, for those that missed it, I was prior Area 8 Chapter Ambassador, Chair, and Liaison for the Member Council. And I'm just excited for what 2024 is going to hold. And I'm looking forward to meeting new faces and seeing familiar faces as well. Thank you for having me today.
Awesome. Welcome and thank you, Jenny, for that. How about Gordon? I see Gordon is the next one on it.
Gordon Ball. I'm the executive director, South Jersey chapter, NIGP. And I'm
All
just
right.
here to see what everyone's going to talk about.
All right, very good. Thank you, Gordon. And let's see who I see on here next. I see Kelly Vickers.
Hey, everybody. So yes, I'm Kelly Vickers. I'm the incoming president for the West Virginia chapter. I'm the director of purchasing for our state auditor. So I have a big role, but we have a brand new board member, holding board this year. All of our members are brand new. So it's going to be interesting. We're in the process of revamping our bylaws right now. And they have been updated since 2011. So a lot of changes. So I'm welcoming all the information anyone wants to share.
Wow, all right. That is a heavy lift to have an entirely new board, and you're gonna venture out there and take a look at updating the bylaws. That's a big job in itself.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
thankfully our board members have all been involved with NIGP for several years, and we're all very seasoned in our careers. I don't have, any like newbies. So I'm hoping that'll help. Just our general experience will help, but yeah, it's a lot. So any words of wisdom, I'm open.
Yeah, and you can feel free to email me, and there's probably others here that will say the same. You can get that. I can email you and send you our bylaws. You can take a look at it. Well, it's always why reinvent the wheel, right? And see what you can glean from other chapters around the country, and see if there's good bells and whistles there that you may work for you.
Yeah, I will put my email address in the chat, and anyone that wants to share any kind of information to help, I will, like I said, I will accept anything.
We will do that, and that is exactly why we're here as an informal huddle, just to talk about things just like you brought up. So appreciate that very much, Kelly.
Thank you all.
Yeah, we're glad to help. And Kenny Downing said, good morning. You probably see that in the chat. He's the new VP of membership for the Copper chapter, and his audio and video are not working. So he is here with us. Wanted to make sure that we shared that.
No, that's me waving. I got on and I'm not a he.
Who is that?
This is me, Kenny Downing. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
We can hear you. We can see you.
Get on. Okay.
Yeah, I started
didn't-
on my laptop. Audio and video didn't work, so I'm on my cell phone right now.
Yeah, I was glad I jumped on early myself, because I just assumed I could jump on here, and I'm using my home computer, my laptop at home, because I'm not back at work, like I said, and I didn't have Zoom on here yet. So I had to put Zoom on and get all of that set up. So I know exactly how you feel. Thank you for jumping in there. I saw you put that in the chat, and I said, well, let me make sure we do that just in case that you don't get in there. Well, welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. I'm CPO of City of Sierra Vista, small city in Arizona. Very happy to be here. I've been in Arizona for 3 years, so it's a nice agency. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for the introduction as well. How about Lisa?
Hello, everybody. Lisa Robbins with the Kansas Association for Public Purchasing Professionals. Currently serving as the vice president for that chapter. I've also served with the MACPP, which was the Mid-America Council chapter that is now MOCAN in the past. And currently the new chapter ambassador for Area 6. So Cynthia, that you're in my area, so I'll be reaching out to connect with you. It's nice to meet you here today. We've gone through a lot with our chapter as well, as far as reinvigorating the momentum, and currently have some bylaws under review by NIGP. So I'll be reaching out to you, Kelly, too. But just really looking forward to the conversation here as we kick off 2024, and currently work for Johnson County in Kansas as Senior Purchasing Administrator.
Very good, and welcome to Chapter Ambassadors.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. We got some people on here that can testify to that. That Bill Munch, that just came off of the group, always says, once a chapter ambassador, always a chapter ambassador. And Jenny can tell you, we refer to it as family. It's the CA family. So that's how it's been since virtually the start. So welcome. And I love the shirt, because although I am a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, my second favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs. So
I gotta represent.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the shirt. And I see somebody I don't think is a stranger to many people here, Lori Bryant. She's probably looking for the unmute button.
Might have stepped away. Oh.
It says, she says, no, it's not working. So that's okay, Lori. And Lori, you are a new chapter ambassador too, right? Did I get that right? I think so. I think she just became a chapter ambassador as well. Or no, you know who I'm thinking? I'm thinking of a different Lori.
Lori's been chapter.
Yeah, Lori Newton.
Yes, thank you. It's been a long 2 weeks. I haven't been in the office, haven't been in IG, haven't been in, my brain is in another place. So the next one I see on here, let's see.
Member council. She said member council.
That's right. That's right.
And she's a Pro D chair for the Tennessee chapter.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Lori. Thanks for helping me, Jenny.
You're welcome. It's like the good old days.
There we go.
We see her now. There she is.
There she is.
Sorry about that. I had another notification that was on top of it, and it didn't want to bypass that. So
That's all right. We're
So
glad to
yeah,
have you
I
here.
am on the member council. I'm also Pro D chair for the Tennessee chapter. I've done that now for a year. I just haven't been able to be on one of the chapter huddles yet. So this is the first chapter huddle I've been on. Prior to that, I was the communications chair for a number of years, and I've been the president and vice president and treasurer as well. So I'm happy to help anybody who needs it. And as a member council member, of course, I'm here for you in that capacity as well. So.
Excellent. Thank you for mentioning that too. And the member council and that the things that they do for the membership and everything. It's evolved and expanded and doing some great things for the Institute. So I appreciate Lori being in here as well. Let's see. Did I call Robin yet? I don't think I did. Robin?
Nope, not yet. Hi, everyone. I'm Robin Sweeney. I am the incoming president for the Idaho Public Purchasing Association.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm also the current communications chair, but I'm trying to pawn that off onto somebody else after 5 years. So, and I've also held other roles on the board. So if anyone has questions, I can try to help. I also work for Ada County Procurement in Boise, Idaho as a procurement officer. Been here for 8 years. So yeah, I'm excited for 2024.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Robin. All right. And I see somebody I've known for a long time, Terry McKee. Terry may not remember. He may remember that I worked for the Tampa Airport, and Terry was part of our review team when he came down with someone else. Can't remember who the second person was.
Kevin.
That's right. And did our review when we won our first Pareto over at the airport.
Yes.
And Terry, my wife just retired this year from Tampa Airport purchasing.
Ah.
Yeah. So go ahead, Terry, introduce yourself to everybody here.
So I'm here, more or less here, and this is all the talking I'll probably do, but representing ETPA, like Lori, I'm the co-chair of professional development, and I've cycled through all the offices, and I've been in quite a few offices in TAP with Lori, but this is my second or third go around as professional development for ETPA. I won't be talking much today, just listening to see what great ideas people have.
All right. Thank you for that, Terry. Hope you feel better. Next on here, I see Tracy.
Good morning. It is still morning here. So I'm Tracy Garcia. I am the treasurer for the Copper chapter of NIGP, and I've been attending these for a while. They've had some great information for our chapter. So I'm looking forward to hearing from some new people that I see on here as well.
All right. Thank you for that. Thank you for the introductions. Let me ask this, did I forget anybody? It looks like I did the entire list. Did I leave anybody out?
Allison? I don't think I heard Allison.
How about Allison? I did not see her on there. Might have been flipping around when the list does that. Oh, you're right. I went back up to the top. I see her now. How about Alice?
I'm watching, Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. So she might have stepped away. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, she's trying to unmute. It's the theme of the day.
That's it, Allison. We've had a few of those, and that happens, as we well know in this. Let me ask the first question here, and if Allison, if you get unmuted and you want to just pop in and introduce yourself, that will be fine. This is an informal huddle where we just talk about any ideas. The first question I would have, somebody's already shared, I won't say a struggle that was shared earlier, but somewhat of a tall task, that has an entirely new board coming on board for the year. And I don't know what kind of mentoring they got or what SOPs they have or experience they have of other spots on the board. That's always good. And they're gonna venture out and look at their bylaws for updating that haven't been done in a while. Is there anybody that would like to share a struggle right now that they feel like the chapter that you're a part of may be going through, that other people may be able to chime in on? Anybody with a struggle going on, that maybe just something that's another tall task?
Collecting dues.
Collecting dues.
Yeah.
Tell us about it, Bob.
So we've gone out with several emails already. It's that time of year. Dues are actually due calendar year. And I've got a long list. I'm not on camera because I'm dual tasking. I'm eating my lunch as well. And I didn't think y'all wanted me to show me feed my face.
I can't smell
But
it, but that's okay.
I have a long list that I have to send a separate email to. And, I think we're all adults and one or two emails should do it. It's kind of like trying to get a vendor to pay or us to pay a vendor. So any thoughts? I mean, I guess probably I could start beginning of December. Hey, don't forget, dues are going to be due later this month. Maybe I should have started there, but not sure.
So there's a question on the chat, Bob, that Terry's asking, how much are your dues?
Sure, $35 for the year.
Okay. And then my question, yeah.
Well, yeah, we also have some tier levels. So some of our entities are larger, and I forget the cutoff, but I think 5 or more, it goes down to 30. I think 8 or 9 or more goes to like 25.
Oh, so you get a discount if you have more members signing up. Okay. So we only have one due, which is $40 a year. It's been $40 like forever. We've been around 20 years. I think it used to be 20. We've gone up to 40, but we haven't increased it since. And I'm not sure if we're going to revisit that anytime soon. It seems like a good amount. I'm just curious, are you when you say you send out an email, are you talking system generated from your website or you personally? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And now I'm talking about sending out individual emails from me as the
right. So I also heard you say it's an annual thing you send out. So for us, we're doing it like by anniversary. We encourage the agency to try to have their renewal at the same time, like, same month every year. So is that something that you just do once a year and then hopefully they'll respond, or you do it throughout the year?
We try and keep it easy for the treasurer and the board. Once a year, January to December.
Okay. So we're not doing it so we're not having that struggle. So I don't know what everybody else is doing.
I would say it possibly could be because of, the holiday season time of the year, from the end of November to the end of December, into the 1st of January, and especially if you have a lot of K-12 members, and some even higher education, that have an extended time off, and they could be missing emails from work that way. And they could be, as Jenny was asking, that missing the emails because it's blocking your chapter manager, web manager site. So that could be something to consider. I've seen other chapters do is, some people have the fiscal year July 1 to June 30. Others have it August 1st to September 30. I've seen people move their renewal from October to 1 to December 1. And that way both areas of fiscal year have been crossed within that calendar year. And that may help some people that are, you know, in a budgeting kind of crunch trying to put that together. And it could be simply an email thing, but I feel your frustration on, you know, trying to get people to do it by a certain date. Now, what our Tampa Bay area chapter does is they give a hard and fast deadline, and we have a very robust what do you call it, a scholarship program, and the points, like the last 2 years I've gotten a full ride to Forum, hotel, flight, registration, everything, plus a 3-day class on scholarship. So that what they do is they say, if you don't have it in by this date, no scholarship. So you have to, you know, hit your deadlines for this if you want your scholarship. And I think that's fair for them to do that. And I apologize for the background noise, but I'm sitting on my back porch here. That's all I have. Anybody else have anything? Somebody else,
No, Cindy
Robin.
has her hand up.
Oh, it's Cindy. Go
Cindy's
ahead.
got
Go
her
ahead.
physical hand up.
Yeah, I couldn't
Go ahead,
figure out how to
Cindy.
do it electronically.
Oh, it's under the reaction
So,
button.
one of the things that came up in our chapter, Microsoft recently upped their security. So more things are going to spam, especially if you're using your chapter website as to go out. So that's been a really big challenge for us as well. People are simply, it's hitting the server level, so it's not even in their spam mailbox. So the way I've been getting around that is exactly what you suggested. I think it was Bob. Exactly what you suggested is use your work email and reach out to people. That way you could even do like put everybody's email in the BCC line and just send a mass email reminding them to renew their membership. And that might help get around some of it because it's an official email instead of looking like spam to a server and then having to go to everybody's IT department and say, hey, unblock this. This is real.
Yeah, absolutely true. And Robin said something very similar, that they do the very same thing January to December. She said she didn't call it a struggle, but she said they typically do trickle in, you know, and the email reminder from work, just as Cindy said, will probably do wonders because then there probably is no block for that. Shouldn't be anyway, from agency to agency. Anyone else have anything else on that?
Also wanted to add, I think we're getting to a point in time with these chapters and members where people are really having to make some tough decisions based on their financial situation of their agency. So something that I've really tried to do when encouraging members to register and rejoin is provide some of the benefits. Just give them a quick breakdown. Hey, we're going to have, a reverse vendor fair this year where you can come and meet with so many different agencies in your area, or whatever the case may be, scholarships, or just, we're a great way to connect with NIGP. But having those personal conversations with some of those more delayed folks, just reaching out to them on the phone too. People still appreciate that connection sometimes and will respond. Just knowing that you went a little bit further, than you needed to kind of get a hold of them and chat with them about their membership. So maybe, just look at what you have going on with your chapter and what you can offer the members and kind of provide that in a summary to those folks who are still pending. We have done registration drives around events even. So if you want to participate in this event, you have to register to be a member. And then that gets, kills two birds with one stone.
I assume folks can't join an event if they haven't paid their dues, right? It's like an automatic, oh, sorry. It's like you go to Costco and you check out and they're like, sorry, you need to pay now so you can buy
Yep.
the stuff.
Yep.
But that's a great point, Lisa. I'm curious. I'm assuming a lot of folks here have a finance committee. So that means it's not always the chair that's kind of, or treasurer would be the chair that's got the burden of, you know, tapping folks on the shoulder to say pay. What you just illustrated as far as like encouraging folks, these are the benefits. This is not just we're here to collect. There is something for you in exchange. Have you guys done, so like who's responsible? Because volunteers, they get burned out if they're always the one, you know, stepping up to the plate. So if there is a whole committee, could everybody just like, hey, let's divvy up the list and let's make that phone call or personal email? I want to hear kind of how you guys did that approach.
We do not have a finance committee.
Yeah,
So,
and we didn't either.
yeah.
More of a small association, and really the ones that I've worked with are pretty small. So we rely on our board pretty heavily to fill all the roles and tasks.
Okay, yeah, I guess that's the great other thing too is we want to talk about, are you a small, are you a medium, are you a large? Because everybody has different struggles and I think
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about Lori? Yeah.
Yeah, we typically have our membership chair and membership committee at a certain, you know, after a certain point, if we haven't seen some a renewal from somebody, they'll reach out to them and say, you know, remember this, your renewal's due. Are you still planning to be part of the association? We've got the following events coming up, et cetera. So that kind of falls on them. We have in the past divvied it up, but you know, usually we don't have a big problem with getting our renewals done though. So it's never been, since I've been part of it, it's not really been an issue. So.
Very good. Yeah, thank you everybody for the input on that. And we had some others in the chapter. Love the thing too, Cindy, about the if everybody's looking at that, the Lourdes costs some seminars for that she charges $1,000 per year, and there's monthly training or lunch and learn. So yeah, that's an interesting approach. And there's some others that, and in addition to Lourdes, who's a great instructor and speaker, that probably do that as well. You know, similar thing would offer you that. So yeah, and then you tie it to something like that. That's a value that you're tying, that automatically tying that membership dues to, and $35. Come on, that's crazy. That's a great value for being a member of your local chapter. The networking alone to me is amazing. So that's awesome. Yeah, and who just posted their flyer too, their membership flyer. Nice. I like that. Highlights all the benefits of the chapter. That's nice. Thank
Yeah,
you,
we have a
Jenny.
brochure, but we also have this as a flyer that we can attach easily to an email.
Nice. Yeah, because it helps them to see right off the bat. Hey, membership dues are due by this date, and here's what we're bringing to the membership every year. You know, and maybe even highlight the new things that have been added for the year. So and a good addition too about the finance committee, Jenny, that we just did that for the first time starting this year. We have the treasurer now will be the head of the finance committee and have 2 members on that committee. So yeah, that's a very good suggestion as well. So any other comments or input on what Bob brought to us? Interesting conversation and great input and conversation on that. Anybody else? Yeah, we had some great things in the chat as well. And Jen will send everybody this recording if you wanted to go back and look at what has been posted in the chat, emails and suggestions and things like that. So anybody else with a not necessarily a struggle, but maybe a tall order that we've heard a couple now today? Anybody else have something like that going on that they'd just like to throw out there and see what happens here and what people have?
Could I piggyback off Kelly?
Sure,
On her
go right
bylaws?
ahead. Yeah.
Because
Go right
I
ahead.
am going to be tackling that. I know that prior to coming into the chapter, there's a bylaw committee, volunteers that said they're going to tackle it, and they haven't completed it. And the person who's leading it says she is struggling, that she may as well just do it herself. And I don't really want her to be in that position again. So it sounds like there's more than one here in the room that would like to have some assistance on the bylaws. For those that successfully completed one recently, like what got you to the finish line? What's the cradle to grave? Somebody write a standard work or good step by step so that it's not such a struggle. You know, it could be like, yeah, we successfully did it even just via email because we were communicating. Like there's a cadence in like putting it in Google Docs or something and people like commenting by a certain time and then, you know, getting it there, getting the comments, and then maybe doing a once a month meeting or every other month, depending on, you know, how busy everybody are with their, you know, real jobs. So yeah, anything. And I'm almost like giving my own input either. They're just coming out of my head. I'm just making assumptions, I guess. Yes, Lori.
When we were exploring merging chapters, we had a group that was creating bylaws for the proposed merge, which didn't happen, but that was a similar process that you'd be looking at if you're looking to completely revamp your bylaws. Then you know, we had sections, we had a committee, but then there were, you know, we kind of parceled it out by sections. So one person would be working on, you know, part of, each person would be working on different part of the thing. And we come back, we had it all in a Google Drive, so we could see what was updated and make those notations there. And you know, we'd meet, I think once a month or every 6 weeks, whenever we could manage to get together, and talk through whatever changes and information that we had found. So eventually we wound up with a finished product. So it just wasn't agreed to by everybody in the state. So, but that's all right. So that was the process we used. It worked pretty well. We managed to get together on a fairly regular basis. So.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion too. I liked too what the tool that Jenny mentioned, the Google Docs collaboration. There's probably some other tools that are equally as robust, and it works really well. And I can think of two ways that we've tackled the bylaws or a document of similar structure is to, it's not always a bad idea to have somebody that maybe is chairing that task force to take that first stab, you know, go through it, find things that just the wording is not clear. Maybe there's been some people that misinterpreted something in it, or and go through and take that first redlining kind of stab at it, comments, red lines, then call that task force committee together and say, hey, here's the link. Take a look at what I've done. And it's not my document. I'm not going to get my feelings hurt. So if I made a change that just doesn't sound reasonable or good, let it go ahead and make a different suggestion. Or if I didn't say it clear or my comment doesn't make sense, you're not going to hurt my feelings. We're going to collaborate on this and do that. And then sometimes it's okay to just open the doc, depending on how many people, and let people redline and comment, because the good thing about Google Docs is the entire team could be in there working on it at the same time, and it's not going to affect anything. Everybody's going to leave their comments and their red lines there. So it works really well, in my experience. That's exactly the way they do to in the past, the global best practices for NIGP. I've been on 2 of those teams, and very similar way. And I'll shut up in 2 seconds here. The other way I would say is to chunk it. And if you've got 4 people, say, on the task force, the chair, and everybody takes a section and they take a stab as the first author of redlining, and then the committee takes a look at it as a whole. So there's a couple of ways there. And I think I saw Lisa had something she was going to say as well.
Sure. Yeah, just to kind of tag on to that, it is a great, all these shared environments now are really great for collaborating on these documents. Closing that circle with having a meeting at the end with everybody on a Zoom call and just going through the red lines and saying, do you agree with this? Accepting it, moving on to the next. You just kind of have to take it one thing at a time, get consensus, and then move on to the next thing. And it takes a while. So I think we did it on a weekend, which nobody really loved. But none of us really have time, during our work week to spend several hours on something like this. So we knew it was all a priority. And that's how we approached it. We were able to get it done within, I think it was 3 hours. But what I would suggest also is NIGP will offer a template. If you reach out to Jennifer Steffen, or maybe it's out there available somewhere else, but they do have a template that you can kind of start with. And from my conversations with her, it's beneficial to chapters to keep it simple. It allows for more flexibility, allows for things to happen in our world and not cause so much chaos when we're trying to work around different things, or maybe less resources. So that's my approach for our chapter, was to keep it simple, and then we can focus on a procedures manual down the road that gets into a little more detail on, maybe the scholarship process and how people are submitting nominations. Like the actual fine, minute detail stuff should probably be in a procedures manual as opposed to the bylaws. And I feel that was supported by an IGP. So I would just encourage, if you haven't seen that, reach out and get that template, because it will help you keep things very broad and simple, and give you a reference that you didn't come up with. It's out there. This is kind of a template that everybody's using, so we can all kind of have a consistent look.
Yeah, great suggestion. Yeah, great suggestion. I love 2 things you said there too. I would totally agree with, is keeping it simple. Don't go procedural, or the way that things are accomplished. Is it whose roles are, where are those? And also I like the other thing that you said, is allow it to some flexibility, to trust your board to if they get into a situation, don't lock them down where there's nothing can be done without a change to the bylaws in order to do it. So yeah, those are great suggestions. There are along with that one, there are some other templates, and Jenny put in a reminder earlier too about joining Chapter Leaders Insight Community. If you're not on that, make sure you do that. There's things in the library there as well, and on the website under chapters. So make sure you take a look at what's available out there as well. So thank you for that, Lisa. Appreciate that. And what else do we have on that? Any other comments on that tall task? I know others have been there and renewing the bylaws.
I just had one comment. Our process was pretty much the same a few years ago, but we did provide lunch on IPPA, and that was a good incentive to get people to come down to our offices and get the bylaws hammered out. So
That's
People will do a lot for pizza, I'm telling you. You
Mhm.
yeah.
Or Jimmy
Hard
John's
to work.
sandwiches.
Yeah. A
You
sandwich or
can't
some
think with an
pizza.
empty stomach.
Yep.
But I just wanted to jump
Free,
on.
free lunch is always a good incentive.
Yes. So I just wanted to kind of expound on what I had started to say earlier. And Joe, we kind of are taking the approach that you suggested. I asked for a copy of the bylaws, a digital copy of the bylaws, and the copy that I got had so much redlining on it where people had worked on it through the years, but never got it finalized, that it was like, there was no way to make heads or tails out of it. So many edits back and forth. So Allison, who's on the call, she's our new chapter secretary as well, and we're in the same office together. And I said, I'm starting fresh. Because I think sometimes that's easier than just trying to make it through all the red lines. So I took that task, like you suggested, Joe, of doing that first initial draft. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm taking pieces from, you know, the NIGP language and the templates and using all the tools. And we are having new board member calls every other week to just kind of touch base and, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what you're working on. Because we really had no past board to transition anything to us. The board had fallen apart. And so this year we had all the elections and we're all just winging it. We have no standard operating procedures. I'm telling all of our dirty laundry here because we're really in a mess. But we have no standard operating procedures. We have bylaws that are, 15 years old. I mean, it's just, we don't have a website. Yeah. So I've already reached out where the website is in the works. The bylaw updates is in the works. We even have, we can't even get our member invoices out, which was another issue we were talking about. We can't even get our member invoices out because who was our ex-treasurer has not transitioned our banking information. So it's a mess, but you can't eat the elephant in one bite, right? You have to take multiple bites. So that's just what we're doing. And thankfully we have a wonderful group. I can't echo enough about all of the useful guidelines and templates and all the things that NIGP does have out there. I've found so much information on the website. And everyone's been so helpful. Like these huddles have been great for me because everybody's just had great ideas. But I think every chapter has to do what works for them. But I think it also takes a board that's willing to say, like you all said, we've got to get this done. So we're going to give up the weekend. We got to get this done. So here's some pizza here, but we're going to be fine. We're going to do it. We're going to be fine and we're going to be great. And I'm going to reach out to all of you and we're going to get it done. But man, it does feel good to know that we're not alone and to hear these calls and know that other people are struggling too. So, and I'll be at Chapter Academy in Houston and so lots of learning. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be very good. Thank you for that and chiming in and all the suggestions. Keep putting those in the chat if you have another comment or another suggestion for Kelly or Bob on these two things. We have another conundrum, if you saw in the chat that Cindy has shared. She said, I recently inherited a box of our chapter's historical records. It's about 1 foot tall and the top item is dated 1966. I was thinking of scanning the records and adding them to our website. Any other suggestions? I'll tell you what I did and then let others chime in to this as well. I'm the historian for FAPA, and they had tons and tons of records that our executive director, that many of you may know, Craig Rowley, is also executive director of another association as well out west. And he asked me, could he send them? Well, he didn't tell me he was sending me like 6 records boxes full of stuff. Okay, so I was like, wow, okay. And we had all this stuff on our website. And they wanted me also to take everything that was attached on the website and store that as well. So we started off using Dropbox to do that. And then I set up different boxes for people. The one that did the newsletter, they put the newsletter in that newsletter Dropbox and in that file. And that lasted until we got to 1 terabyte. Then when they want more money. And then we got to 2 terabytes and they want more money. And so I got approved to buy 2 of them. One is a backup that another person holds, and I hold the main box. It's no bigger than my phone. It's about that big, like that. And it's got 5 terabytes worth of storage on it. And every time they save something, they send to me records. I got all of those records. Now the old ones, the only ones that I definitely saved were people had pictures, and I saved all the historic pictures and things like that. But we went on a retention record kind of schedule for other things. Well, that's my suggestion. Keep the current on the website and the really old on that storage.
I like that idea. Yeah, well, and what's interesting about this, so I'm with the state of Wisconsin now, but I started at the city of Milwaukee. And at the time, one of my coworkers, Mike Drzwicki, he's been retired for years now, but he was kind of an older procurement person, and he told me that the Wisconsin chapter, I think we've got from NIGP our 45-year certificate right now. But when we got that was like the 35-year or something. He told me though that we're older than 35 years. We actually started NIGP. So I'm really excited now to kind of go through some of these records and see what I can find and see if Wisconsin chapter actually predates NIGP. Be interesting.
Definitely. So that's some great stuff. Other suggestions for this, as Cindy called it, conundrum of records.
After hearing about all your boxes, I'm glad it's only 1 foot tall.
And Terry actually chimed in on that historical stuff. And IGP's first organizational meetings occurred in Wisconsin. He said he believes that's where that happened. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually got a coffee cup that says one of the first NIGP meetings. Well, it's got the date. It's on the coffee cup. I don't know where they found it, but it's 1945 to 1995 or something. So it was their 50-year anniversary on the coffee cup.
Wow, nice. Others on the record suggestion? Anybody else run into that where you have, I know some people had to have done where you moved to the NIGP's chapter manager that they provide for you now, that we had to take all of those records out of chapter manager because it went bye-bye, so we had to make sure that we got everything off of that website for our chapter and stored it and then moved it out. Some of it got moved and some of it just got archived.
Yeah, the Club Express, we had to do the same thing. We had to ask members several months, several weeks to say, hey, download your transcript because you're going to have to take it into account, when we move to the new website. And I think that went really, really well. An idea that I guess I want to mention in this group is before Washington NIGP was created, there was also a PMPPA, which is Pacific Northwest Public Purchasing Association, that was before NIGP came into the picture. And that group created a Google, well, back then was a Yahoo group. And so it was kind of like our mini Insight. And when Yahoo shut that down, we had to move over to the Google group. So now we're in the Google group. So it's such a dynamic and a super active chat where everybody every day is posting some issues they're having in their entity. So it's not just a chapter discussion, but because that's what we do. That's our real, daytime job is, struggles in your entity, and everybody just chimes in there and gives their, input. And I don't know, we are kind of not letting that one quite go because the Club Express says there's a forum. It's called Forum. If you haven't looked in there, it's supposed to act as that, but it's not quite dynamic. So we are going to hang on to our Google group because it's easier to manage and people can easily join in there. And right now it's just one of those that we are probably not going to jump into unless somebody can tell us forum feature on the Club Express is, better than sliced bread, we may, but for now, our members are super engaged over there. So, I'd be more than happy to add a couple of you guys and you could kind of see the flavor of like the things that but we too, when we moved from Yahoo to Google, lost some of that document. So as much as like, hey, we're in the digital world now, why are we keeping these papers? Maybe we can go back to the flash drive is still a good thing, right? I don't know if that's ever going to go away, but that's at least easy to transport or hand over to the next board if we're not all going to be here in 20 years or 30 years, right? So the cloud is great, but we got to think about what longevity and sustainability of so we don't lose the history.
Right, very true. Thanks for that. I appreciate that as well. I was just curious of the chapter leaders that are on today. I heard somebody say Star Chapter, and Bob posted on here, very funny. He said, the president gets the boxes passed, and he said the boxes for their chapter are now in his garage. So I've lived that with FAPO. I said, what are these? When I became president of FAPO, I was like, what am I getting here on this dolly that I had to put in the back of my car and take and hold on to for a year? But we don't do that anymore. But is there anyone else not using Club Express? You're using something else?
I'm the one that uses Star Chapter. So
okay.
We use our chapter as well. We just switched right before Club Express came out. I'm not switching it again.
Yeah. I was just curious because of the fact that it's free, and I can only speak how it works for me as a member, and then I am a member of the board as being the social media chair, and it works really well. Club Express works really well. We've been it was a big job, just as Jenny alluded to, that it was a lot of work to get it off of there, and that you just mentioned too, Cindy said, I don't want to do it again, not right now. But something to consider maybe, down the road is that it not only is free, but it provides you some direct connection to NIGP and NIGP messaging, and also that you don't have to worry about those problems anymore and trying to get a hold of some person to help you put something on that's not working. And so that it's been a very smooth process since the transition. And I see Bob's hand up.
Yeah, so we're one of those still on Star Chapter, and to y'all's point, we had switched from chapter manager. So and I was not part of the transition team, but I do understand it was very difficult. We like Star Chapter at this point. We don't like the cost, but I'm not saying that it's a very, unfair cost, but free is better than any cost.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things I'll be looking at this next calendar year about switching over.
Yeah, I worry about the free aspect. If anyone here has ever been hacked by, like, I don't know, I couldn't read the language, Chinese, Indian, I don't know. The cost is fine. I have support because I don't know how to deal with hacked. one of our entire websites was hacked. It wasn't the one for WAP, but it was a different one I was managing. That was a purchasing group, and we did not have. It was me doing it myself because I inherited it, and luckily I was taking a class in website management at the time, and the professor helped me fix the problem. But basically, what it was doing is, if you had a slow enough computer, you could see it. They had mimicked our entire website. And so people who went to our website to try and find something, if their computer was slow enough, it would blip real quick. And you could see all the Chinese characters or whatever they were, and then it would look like ours. But behind the scenes, it was collecting all the information from everybody visiting our website.
Yeah, it's not free necessarily. It is free to the chapter, but it is being sponsored by Sourcewell. So NIGP is paying for it for us. That is what that's what the deal is there. So it's not a free website. It's a paid for website.
Okay.
It's just a matter of how that's being passed on to us. So.
And thank you, Lori. You beat me to the punch. I was going to say, wow, I should have mentioned that free to the chapter, not free as a. I just said that a little broadly there. So thank you for doing that, Lori.
So y'all saying, because there is a cost somewhere, that, to Cynthia's point, there's plenty of firewalls and what have you.
That's correct. That's
or
correct.
If we get hacked, we have like some IT support we can go to who knows how to deal with stuff like that.
Yeah, and you have support from not only do you have support ongoing once you make the transition, but NIGP has folks go through the transition with you from one website to the other. So yeah, very helpful. It was, it was a lot. It was the quantity to get it done, but it wasn't, it was very smooth, the way that it worked. So we're still learning things about it. And Jenny mentioned that they do have ongoing training. They'll send you links, and she asked if anybody would like that link. She'll post it here today in the chapter huddle. And appreciate those, Jenny, those links that you shared with others as we were going along. And I want to be respectful of everybody's time, but I don't want to cut anybody short on something else they have to offer. Anything else on the bylaws, the records conundrum, or the the membership dues, or the website, the chapter manager websites? You could continue to put those in the chat because we're going to share this recording with you. Any other comments today on any of those topics?
No comment, but I did notice Chandra joined us late. Maybe she wants to say hi.
Yeah, hi, sorry about that, guys. I had a
That's okay.
double schedule. I'm Chandra Wono, and I'm the new president of the Iowa Public Procurement Association, and I work for the University of Iowa.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And I am
Thank
going
you for
to be in
joining.
Houston, so I look forward. I didn't get a
Hey.
chance to comment in the thing, so I look forward to everyone who's going to meeting you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, they have I think chapter Club Express is going to be a topic there in Houston as well when we get into to our area of chapter leadership meetings, because you know how they have this now that we have all three of the programs have open meetings together, almost plenary sessions, if you will, and then you break off into your areas. And of course, we're all with the chapter ambassador and chapter leadership area. So yeah, it's going to be very good meeting. They have some great things planned, and looking forward to it, going to Houston. So anybody else, any other comments? Thank you, everybody, for being here today, and all the excellent chiming in. Thanks for your help, everyone. Any other comments? Yeah,
Nope,
thanks
see
to
y'all in
everyone.
Houston.
Yeah, see
Thank
you in
you.
Houston. Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.
You too. Have a great weekend. Bye.